Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the Ahsoka Tano fan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So time for another episode of The Bad Batch. The premiere obviously debuted earlier this week on May the 4th, which I'm actually wearing another May the Force Be With You shirt there, with my stormtroopers there. Even though I prefer clones, but that's okay. I still like the shirt. It was off to a great start. I'm loving it so far. I like the Bad Batch. I like Omega, as I mentioned in my last video. I think she's just adorable. And I can't wait to find out more about her. We learned in the last episode that she is the 5th member of the Bad Batch, the 5th enhanced clone. We don't quite know exactly what her power is yet, or her enhanced skill. We do know that she does seem to be very perceptive and very skilled. She picked up the blaster for the first time and shot no problem, and she seems to be very aware of things, to know things. She even said to Crosshair in the brig, I know what you're gonna do, but don't. And so there's been a lot of theories as to what her enhanced skill could be, and I know some people think that she could be force sensitive, and this could be Palpatine potentially experimenting with the cloning process. And Crosshair obviously has gone to the dark side temporarily. We saw them escape and Crosshair trying to hunt them down at the end there, and there's that moment where Hunter and Crosshair are kind of just, they're standing there on opposite ends, and that definitely heavily foreshadows a final confrontation between the two of them. And this is something that was also brought up in a live stream that I joined this week on Jedi Jive. Shout out to Jedi Jive, where we were talking about, are they going to end up confronting one another, and are they going to have this big showdown? Fennec Shand also has to make her appearance, and she is a sniper. This is something else that was brought up in the live stream, and so it's possible that she may help them fight against Crosshair, who is the other sniper. And so we know in the last episode at the end, they were on their way to sector J19 to find a guy, and so some of you pointed out that this person could actually be Cut Lawquane. I don't know if it's Lawquane or Lawquane. We'll go with Lawquane, hopefully it's right. Cut Lawquane from the Clone Wars Season 2, the Deserter episode, and he was obviously a deserter clone, as the title suggests. And so that would be an interesting twist, especially since the episode's called Cut and Run. We know that Dave Filoni has done this before with the Clone Wars Season 7. One of the episodes was titled Gone with a Trace, right? And then Ahsoka's friend, her name was Trace. So it could very well be Cut that they're referring to in the title Cut and Run. Yeah, I would love if they brought him back in again. It would just be another way for them to tie in previously told stories and bring these characters and stories back into the main story that they're telling now, right? And it just kind of makes the overall Star Wars franchise feel so much more connected. When they first met him, he was looked at as the deserter clone, the sole deserter clone, and now they're kind of all deserter clones, the Bad Batch. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what their reunion would be like if he does in fact show up in this episode. And if it's not him, obviously my other guess would be Rex, because we did see him in the trailer, so we know that they have to meet up with him at some point. But it doesn't necessarily have to be this episode. It could be one of the later ones, but nonetheless, that is a possibility. It's either going to be Cut or Rex, I think, that they meet up with. Or it could be someone new we've never seen before. That could be a possibility as well. So yeah, anyways guys, I will not speculate too much. Let's dive into the episode and see what's in store for us. This episode's 30 minutes. Which is great for my editing, to be honest with you. Because the over an hour ones definitely take a while. Cut and run. Also implies that they're gonna be found wherever they're going and gonna have to escape, like make a run for it, maybe.
Inspecting every corner of the ship finally tied her out.
Oh,
She's curious.
oh my gosh.
Hunter,
Her and Wrecker, so cute.
What are we gonna do with her? We are coming up onto the command.
Oh, it's probably Cut then that they're going to see. It's been a while since I've seen that Clone Wars episode though, so I can't remember exactly what the planet looks like. But I think this could be it. Oh, she's up from her nap. So I guess this is all new for her because she hasn't really been outside the Camino base before, right? That's how I feel going outside after being locked up all winter during quarantine. She's so fascinated by it. The animation, guys. Oh my goodness.
So this
I wonder if she's gonna find something bad, you know, like a spy droid or
That's
something.
what deserters do. Staying off the radar's not our specialty.
Deserters.
He's been doing it for years. And you trust a deserter? Well, why not? We're all deserters now.
Yeah, exactly what Tech said. That's what I said in the beginning. They're all deserters. So it's different now. Oh, shoot.
What do we have here?
Is that his wife?
Most
It is
men have
him.
Lost their way.
Okay.
It's been a while, fellas.
Nice call, guys.
Where's Crosshair? It's complicated. Sounds
Say that
familiar.
again.
Rex told us about the clone troopers turning it.
Oh, wow.
Didn't ask. He was going on about some behavioral implant.
Uncle Wrecker. I was just gonna say he's like their uncle or something.
Who are you?
Oh, this is so cute. I adore this relationship. She's like their kid. They always have a youngling in every story, like Baby Yoda, Mandalorian, Omega now, Ahsoka in the Clone Wars.
You try, huh?
She's supposed to catch it.
You're supposed to catch it.
The Kaminoans don't create without a purpose. You all have one, so
Yeah.
what's her?
We're asking the same question.
It doesn't matter. She's just a kid. Battling droids was easy compared to raising a child.
Oh,
You have no idea what you're in for.
I hope he doesn't die. Shoot. So if Rex passed through, I wonder where Ahsoka is. Did they already split up, I guess? And go their own ways? Because when we last saw them, they were leaving together, it looked like, on a ship.
Quit being a soldier behind you and make a new life for yourself.
The same alien from that Clone Wars episode where
Those credits won't
they were part of the circus that
without a
performed for
checkpoint.
Hondo.
New galactic policy.
My what?
With peace comes opportunity and prosperity for all.
Lies. I love that we're seeing this side of it, you know, with the clone troopers still, because
I'll get
we normally see
it.
stormtroopers.
That's the fence. We'll get it later. Check.
Don't get it. Oh, she's gonna get it. Crap. But aren't they wondering where she went?
Early. Inside. Now.
Oh no, what's gonna happen? She's gonna find something? Or... Oh. They could have warned her what was past the fence. What if she uses the Force or something on it? The way Ezra did in Rebels?
Not chain codes.
Yeah, could have told her, man. Oh, damn. Protecting his daughter, as he should.
You realize you could have been killed? Easy. She's not a soldier.
Oh, Cut is such a good father. It's so
All
cute.
in all. Tech, you think you can forge some chain codes? I only learned of them moments ago. But yes, do it.
Oh my gosh, I would love to have a guy like Tech forge a couple things. I'm kidding. Or am I? Is she having an identity crisis? Or maybe she's feeling homesick? I don't know.
Almost forgot how good of a shot you are. I owe you one.
She can join the team. She's a sniper.
Always find ways of
Is he gonna want to leave her there?
And you're right. She's not a soldier.
Don't leave her there.
Just give her some time. I want to make it a go with you.
I knew it.
You two can give us something that we can't.
No. This is just like Mando and Baby Yoda,
It's
man.
ironic. Clones
Grogu,
work in
sorry.
ages that are numbered.
Kind of risky, though. Do they realize that she's on the ship right now, though? Wait, tell me they did not just seize the ship with Omega on it.
This was Omega's on the ship.
I think it's a good plan, Tick.
Oh, she's with them.
Much for
Okay.
simple.
Shoot, okay, sorry. I thought she was on there by herself for some reason. So they can just hide her, maybe. I don't know.
Clamp it down and add it to the list.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna get out of this.
It's a mess. No wonder it was abandoned.
These guys are nuts.
So far, so good. Now, how can I help?
You had enough action for today. We'll handle this.
Aww. She wants to help.
Go
Let
to
her
the
help.
security kiosk.
It's too bad they can't get the reg clone uniforms so they can blend in. He's coming back. Smooth. These guys are good. So did Omega take off that jewelry so she wouldn't stand out as much, or because she doesn't want to
Mom,
be reminded of Kamino?
this.
Hurry up. We need those chain coats
Something's
to get
not
on the shuttle.
right here.
We're gonna have to blast our way out of here.
What happened? Is she gonna deliver it to them? Oh no. You're not supposed to take off like that, girl. You're supposed to let them know. Oh my gosh. So she's gonna run up to them, act like she's one of the kids?
I'm on it.
She ran off on her own.
Uncle Wrecker to the rescue.
Something happens to her.
Give it a try. Hey, who are you?
Oh shit.
You don't belong here. Situation of face.
Good job, Tech. Can't let him snitch. Oh my god. Wrecker? I just have like this sick feeling that something's gonna happen to Wrecker.
Right. Must be in this hat.
Oh my gosh. She's gonna be here.
Yeah, Omega. Tech accidentally made 5 discs instead of 4.
You didn't tell her?
Tell me what?
Oh no. Shoot, that she's not coming?
Keep moving.
Oh my god. Or that she is going with them? Damn. No.
Did I do something wrong?
You need a family, kid. They're good people. They'll give you the life you deserve.
She wants to go with her brothers though.
But I want to stay with you.
Oh my god, my heart.
Pulling up the line.
Oh my gosh, my heart. My heart's breaking for her. Something is gonna happen, I think. She's gonna end up going back with them, I think. That doesn't sound good.
Go
Oh,
through.
they're going. Something is gonna happen though. I just don't think Omega's gonna end up going with them. She might run back or something. I don't know. Sue is so cool. She's such a good sniper. Omega might help them somehow escape and just like show up on the ship or something. I don't know.
Wait, Omega's not back. Wrecker. She's not.
She's coming back. Oh, she came back. She had to go back with her brothers.
You look like reinforcements at the impound dock.
Oh my god, just go. Oh, that was close. Oh my gosh. It's not gonna blow up, is it? Okay, no, it's not. I always get scared that's gonna happen. I don't know. I've watched too many shows. Aw, she couldn't leave them. I think that's where she belongs, though. She's not just a regular kid, right? She's an enhanced clone. She belongs with the other enhanced clones. Wrecker with the droid again.
But you don't have to get rid of me. I left Kamino with you. This is where I want to be.
Tell you the truth, kid. I guess I've got a lot to learn too.
She's got her own little theme, sounds like. That little theme at the end played at the last one, during the last episode too. So it's probably Omega's theme. Very good. Okay. Sure. Really? There's no. I don't know. I always just check for end credit scenes now. Yeah, I like that she stayed there with them at the end, because that's what the Bad Batch are about, right? They're not really supposed to make sense. They don't really fit in with everybody else, and everybody who feels that way kind of belongs with the Bad Batch, right? And Omega also doesn't really fit in. She doesn't really fit in on Kamino. She wouldn't necessarily fit in with Cut and his family, but where she does fit in are with the other clones that don't fit in with everybody else either, right? And she really is like them because she's enhanced as well. So there's no place that she would belong more than with the Bad Batch. So I'm happy that they had her come back. But since we're on the topic of Omega, let's start with her. I feel like she reminds me a lot of something in between Ahsoka and Grogu / Baby Yoda. You know, when Ahsoka was young and reckless in season 1, or even in the Clone Wars movie, right? Anakin didn't want her to begin with. He, you know, kind of wanted to send her back, right? They ended up growing with one another and learning from one another, and that's what Hunter said at the end there is, I guess I have a lot to learn as well. So I think he's kind of taking in what Sue told him about kids and how they're always seeking out trouble. It's our job to protect them. So I think Omega and Hunter can learn from one another, right? And so yeah, they could teach Omega things and she could teach them things. So their relationship, that's what makes it so important and so unique. She definitely reminds me of Ahsoka in a lot of ways in terms of just her being like a little bit reckless at times, but always wanting to do the right thing and always being very eager to learn, very curious, and eager to impress as well. And I think they probably did that on purpose. Those kinds of characters are so enjoyable to watch because you know they have a lot of room to grow, and you kind of feel like you're on that journey, that experience with the character. And so I'm looking forward as a fan to seeing what Omega will become, right? And she could very well become such a pivotal character, and we still don't know what her enhanced skill is. She could have a skill that's more powerful than any other member of the Bad Batch, right? And so I just like that they've written her in this way, in a similar way that they wrote Ahsoka, which was to have her start off kind of making mistakes and then show her learning from those mistakes and growing and becoming someone so powerful. So yeah, I really like Omega. And also she reminds me a lot of Grogu / Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian. For those of you who have watched The Mandalorian, there are many times where Mando, you can tell he cares for Baby Yoda, for Grogu, but he also kind of wants to give him something more, something that he thinks he's not able to provide to Grogu himself. So you see him, you know, trying to do the same thing. Like he wanted to leave him on a remote planet with where there are other children as well, so he can kind of have some type of family to grow up with, as opposed to just staying with the Mandalorian, with Din. And so yeah, there's kind of that similarity there where you have the adults in both situations trying to leave the kids with somebody else so that they can have some type of normal upbringing. But that's the thing, is sometimes you think that what you provide to that child is not enough, but when actually in fact it's exactly what the child needs, because both Grogu and Omega are not normal children. They don't need a normal upbringing, right? Omega's a clone, so she belongs with the clones. And so I think that at the end you kind of saw Hunter acknowledge maybe the fact that what he and the Bad Batch can provide for Omega is in fact enough. That's where she wants to be. And I think it took this trip to see Cut for her and the Bad Batch to understand that and acknowledge that. One more thing I wanted to say about Omega as well. Omega, because she's a child, I think that a lot of people are underestimating her, including the Bad Batch, by saying, oh, you know, she's a kid, she's gonna do these things, and she's not a soldier, and that kind of thing, right? Cut said that. And I just think it makes her character even more interesting. The fact that people are underestimating her because of her young age just shows me that she probably is gonna have some type of really big power / skill that's going to make her an asset to the team that nobody's going to see coming, because they just see her as a kid. And that was the case with Ahsoka as well, right? And you see that moment where Omega removes her Kaminoan jewelry, and it was a pretty profound moment because you can kind of see her, it looks like she might be, I don't know if she's homesick or maybe she's just reflecting on where she was not too long ago and where she is now, and maybe she thinks she's maybe way in over her head. There are probably a lot of things going through her mind during that scene, but I think it just shows that she's changing. She no longer sees herself as Kaminoan as much as she sees herself as one of the clones or one of the Bad Batch. And I think that she's showing that by removing the jewelry and making herself look more like them. And who knows, maybe she'll even get an outfit change, you know, maybe she'll start wearing facial markings on her face or something like that, like Hunter or something. I love seeing Cut, so you guys are right, it was him that they were going to see. He did mention Rex by name, which I'm going to get to in a second. It's just very cool how they brought Cut back into the story. He was someone, honestly, when I first saw him in season 2 of the Clone Wars in the Deserter episode, I didn't expect to see him again necessarily, and yet the writers found a way to incorporate him back into the story. So And it's a perfect time for him to be in the story as well, because as Tech mentioned, I think it was Tech, they're all deserters now. When we first were introduced to him back in season 2, he was the only deserter. You kind of wonder, oh, how come he doesn't want to be like the other clones? Well, kind of makes you feel like maybe he made the right decision by taking a back seat from the war, because you look at it now and look how much has changed. Now you have the Empire ruling and such, and so it was nice that they revisited him, now themselves also deserter clones. And the one thing I am wondering though is, does Cut not have an inhibitor chip? Because I thought that still all the clones were born with it. They kind of explain why the Bad Batch, why their inhibitor chips didn't react like the other clones because of their genetic mutations, but I kind of wonder why that wasn't the case with Cut. Maybe it has something to do with him, I don't know, when you're out of the war for so long, maybe your cognitive function is different compared to the other clones that are constantly being conditioned and being a part of the war. I don't know, or maybe he went through a process when he left the war and that affected his inhibitor chip. I'm not sure, but maybe you guys have a thought about that. And on a side note, I really like his wife, Sue. She is pretty badass and also a sniper. So are they hinting at the fact that she could maybe join them later on, right? Because obviously Crosshair is a sniper, and we still have Fennec to meet, who's also a sniper. So yeah, I don't know if they were foreshadowing anything there, but she definitely is a good shot. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see her again. So of course, Cut mentions that Rex just passed through yesterday when they go there, and so he definitely does not sound like he's with Ahsoka, because if he was, Cut would have definitely mentioned her as well, right? So in terms of the Clone Wars season 7, at the end, we last saw Ahsoka and Rex together. And we know by the Ahsoka book, they do part ways, right? And they fake their death. So I guess after that, they shortly parted ways. So Ahsoka's probably on her own at this point, maybe on Rada already, which is where she is hiding in the Ahsoka novel. We do know from the trailer that they do end up seeing Rex. So yeah, I wonder when that's coming. That name drop was definitely a teaser that we could be seeing Rex soon. We know it from in Rebels, what Rex says is that Wolf and Gregor removed their inhibitor chips. So are we going to see Wolf and Gregor at all when we do end up seeing Rex, or is he going to mention them? Because we know that between this time and Rebels, at some point he has to meet up with them and convince them to remove their inhibitor chips. So it'd be cool if we got to see that unfold somehow in the Bad Batch. I like the title of the episode, by the way, Cut and Run. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's kind of similar to the Clone Wars season 7, where they titled one of the episodes Gone with a Trace. And it's because Ahsoka was gone from the Order, and obviously she's still leaving an everlasting impression with the Jedi, especially with Anakin. So that's kind of what the one meaning of the title is, and the other meaning is that her friend that she meets up with, her name is Trace. So they kind of went for the dual meaning again in this episode with Cut and Run. We got to see more of the Empire in this episode. I really like seeing what they're like immediately post Order 66, because I'm not used to seeing clones enforcing the Imperial rules. It's normally the stormtroopers that we see in Rebels and whatnot, and so we're just seeing the early stages of it. And we saw that one Imperial officer talk about how there's peace now and prosperity for all this bullshit, right? Which we know is not true. They're enforcing order again, just like what the Imperial officer said in The Mandalorian in that one episode with Mayfeld and Mando. What people think they want is freedom, but they really want is order. And so they are showing that, the Empire, by assigning people these chain codes now, and essentially to create a database for everyone. Echo mentions that the clones fought so long to have names instead of numbers, and now they're giving everyone numbers, and it just goes to show that all the work that was done with the Clone Wars to humanize the clones, give them names, give them personalities, right? Quite literally, like D. Bradley Baker, he tried to voice each clone a bit differently from one another so that you could see that each clone was a little bit different, yet the same. All that work was kind of now undone by the Empire, because now it's like the clones are all going back to acting the same and just referring to everybody with these chain codes, with these numbers. And yeah, it just shows the difference between the Republic and the Empire, which is a question that has been raised in this show and in Star Wars in general, right? So it just seems like everybody is expendable now in the eyes of the Empire. As much as the Empire is about order, you can see in this episode there's a lot of disorder happening. You have the man that's trying to get on the shuttle and can't. You have Cut and his wife and his kids, their whole life has been disrupted now. You have the Bad Batch that are kind of going from one place to the other, trying to lay low. So it makes you question, how much order is there really, right? There cannot be order without disorder as well. But yeah, guys, overall, another great episode. It definitely did have me on edge a little bit. I was kind of thinking that something might happen at the end there. I didn't know if Cut would die, what would happen to the shuttle when they're taking off, if they would all get captured or something. So it was definitely good. It definitely kept the suspense going, and it just makes me want to see more of where they're headed to next. And yeah, I want to see what's next in store for the Bad Batch. They're a very relatable bunch, and I feel like with this show, it kind of just makes us feel like we're going on this journey with them. So yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it so far. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments, and as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and share the video as well. And I will see you guys next Friday for the next episode of the Bad Batch. Take care, guys.